flowers who will wither in the grip of their Eastern competition? What if the clash of Eastern and Western cultures in American classrooms and around the world ends with the East on top? At the heart of the tiger mother hysteria are two deeper questions. What kind of person will not just survive, but thrive in the 21st century? And can I be this kind of person? Our book is an answer to these questions. As cultural psychologists, we study how different cultures help create different ways of being a person, what we call different selves. We also study how these selves, in turn, help create different cultures. We call this process of cultures and selves making each other up the culture cycle. As we will reveal, many of the clashes that give us the most grief arise when different selves collide. But by using our culture cycles to summon the right self at the right time, we may not only stop many of these clashes in their tracks, but also harness the power of our diverse strengths. Playlists of the soul. Most of us ponder the question, who am I, at some point in our lives. The more neurotic among us do so several times before breakfast. But have you ever asked yourself, what is an I, and why do I have one? Your I, yourself, is your sense of being a more or less enduring single agent who acts and reacts to the world around you and to the world within you. Yourself is the hero at the center of your life story, which you are constantly writing, whether you know it or not. It is the part of you that perceives, attends, thinks, feels, learns, imagines, remembers, decides, and acts. It connects your present to your past and your future, helping you make meaning out of your experiences and figure out what to do next. That's because some part of your brain is looking out for information about yourself. Similarly, you're much quicker to respond to ideas and events that are relevant to yourself than to ones that are not. And if you want to remember a new fact, one of the surer routes to deep storage is to link that fact directly to something you value or have personally experienced. Yourself not only selects what information you attend to, but also puts it all together into a coherent experience. Yourself makes playlists. It switches between the channels on the world's radio, creating soundtracks with distinct feelings and stories. In doing so, yourself also directs just which dance you are going to do, which course of behavior you will take. With your hip-hop playlist on, you will probably not do much two-step. Although we all have an overriding sense of ourselves as the same across places, times, and situations, when we look more closely at the stories of our lives, we see that we actually have many different selves within our one self. And they all know how to work the radio. Depending on which self is on, you act very differently. For example, when visiting their mothers, many otherwise calm and reasonable adults are shocked to realize that their inner preteen self has taken over the dial. Likewise, when we gear up for an after-work basketball game, we are pleasantly surprised to find that the burned-out drone who is just whinging in his cubicle has finally relinquished the dial. Your two selves. Yet, there is order in the chaos of your many different selves. For all the varieties of self inside you, we find that most of them sort into two basic styles, independent and interdependent. Independent selves view themselves as individual, unique, influencing others and their environments, free from constraints, and equal, yet great. As we will show, this is the sort of self that mainstream American culture overwhelmingly nurtures. Most of the songs on its radio are about independence. Interdependent selves, by contrast, view themselves as relational, similar to others, adjusting to their situations, rooted in traditions and obligations, and ranked in pecking orders. As we will explain,